Every day, people walk into the healthcare scared, uninsured, and overwhelmed by information they were never taught to understand. They're asked to make life-changing decisions without the clarity they deserve. And sometimes the care they receive is shaped by things no one talks about, things even providers may not realize are there. We're here to educate so every person can understand their health, their choices, and their power. Because when everyone understands more, everyone can do better. This is the Equity RN podcast, where knowledge becomes protection.
Minorities communities have always bear the mental challenges, often silent, often not having enough access or support. Today, we are not being silent. We are going to talk about the stigmas and the access issues that face our community today. Today, I have two leaders here with me that are changing the pathway of having access to mental health for minorities. They are serving the DMV area, disparity areas, and nationally known. And today, I want to welcome you to the Equity Podcast, where we confront inequities and we also uplift and elevate voices for people who are fighting for our community. I'm Winona Baldwin. I am the founder of the Equity RN Podcast, and we here today are finishing the month of July is Minority Mental Awareness, and we are finishing up with a series. We are going to be talking about stigmas and access in communities that were not ready, that was not set for people of color. So today I have two strong advocates for the community. They are advanced nurse practitioners, and I'm going to get them to introduce themselves and tell me their accolades, their roles, and a little bit why did they go into psychiatric nursing.
Oh, wow. I guess I'll start first because I'm sitting here. I am Anyinke Adabong. I am a psychiatric and family mental health nurse practitioner. I've been practicing now for 13 years. Can't believe it. But I do own a private practice in Anne Arundel County, Maryland. I do some consultations for pharmaceuticals, and I recently became a full-time faculty member at Georgetown University School of Nursing. I'm also a commissioner for African Affairs for the state of Maryland, where I chair our health committee, so always getting a lot of information for our Africans in the diaspora here in Maryland. And then my favorite thing is a co-founder for the Society of Psychiatric Mental Health Nurse Practitioners of Color. So that is me, y'all. Very busy.
All right.
Stay busy.
Stay busy, okay?
Like myself. I am Kirby Williams, and I am a psychiatric mental health nurse practitioner. I have been practicing for almost 15 years now. I am in Central Virginia, and so that's where I serve. I do have a private practice there, as well as I work for a substance use disorder clinic in the area. And I do a lot of education for psychiatric mental health nurse practitioners who are coming into the field. And my favorite thing,
Our favorite thing
is that I am a co-founder of the Society of Psychiatric Mental Health Nurse Practitioners of Color.
Okay, we're going to get into that later on because I need to know some stuff about that, and also some listeners and other nurses that are heading that way towards nurse practitioner mental health. So let's get started. The big picture with like mental health for minorities or, and when I say minorities right now, I'm talking about any minorities, disability, bilingual, LGBTQ, any community like that when I talk about minorities. So what do you think has shaped the history of stigmas related to the community, related to minorities? And what have you seen out there?
I mean, the American history, you know, right? If we really want to go back into time, it just history or in general the history just shows that they weren't favorable to us, right? So a lot of discriminations, a lot of, the reason why we're experiencing so many, of course, health disparities, again, is because of the injustice. And all around, it's not even just in healthcare,
Yes.
but, with housing, education, being not able to vote, and
Food access.
transportation even.
All the deserts that we
All
yes,
the
food
deserts.
deserts and all the deserts we have out here.
Yeah.
And stuff. And like for instance, in DC, how especially in Ward 7 and 8, how the disparities not even having access to hospitals, like one hospital or even urgent cares or anything like that.
Yep.
So it does affect us where we are.
Yeah.
So for Black and brown people, how you see the most mental health facing the strongest what are the most prevalent in the Black and brown community that you see with mental health?
Yeah, I would
we're
say related to trauma. Now, when we think about trauma, when we say the word trauma or PTSD even, sometimes people think about those who've been to war, maybe those who've been in natural disasters, or even in violent situations, which, yes, is still true for Evoco.
Right.
We do have those experiences as well. But when I think about Black and brown people and I think about the mental health concerns that come up for them the most, I think about the fact that there is the trauma related to the everyday experiences they have. So we talked about the injustices, maybe the way that they are treated and or perceived by people that they work with, that they communicate with, that they come in interaction with on a regular basis.
Absolutely.
Like, there's trauma behind all of that. With if those interactions are, we'll just use the word negative in some way, those interactions are negative, there's trauma and distress around that. And so that's what I think is how the most prevalent is those things around, I just use the overarching word trauma.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. So when I think Stigmas is like one of our biggest holdings with minorities.
Oh, yeah.
In the families,
Absolutely.
and work setting, and even clinical setting. Like the stigmas that we're crazy if we go to a therapist or anything like that. So basically, with your experience and everything how does it, when you have a client or anything, how does it show up? Like with the families and stuff, how do you overcome some of the stigmas to try to get them to come for help?
I think Kirby can agree to this. It's a lot of education. A lot of education with our patient population, especially minorities, when it comes to mental health stigma, because I think a lot of us are very much not aware. We don't really understand what's going on or what's happening. And so they don't really take the time to do so to kind of help better themselves or their family members. So I think as clinicians, it's part of our responsibility to help educate, to help eliminate those stigmas because of culture in reference to, we're quick to wanting to pray about things. We're quick to not wanting to take medications because we don't know what that's going to do to you. Is it going to make things worse or, so, with stigma, help eradicate, I think education is a big piece. It's really educating our communities.
So another thing I was talking about is I know we have access barriers before we even start going to get help for mental health. Like you said, transportation, insurance costs, and everything like that. And then when we were talking about if the desert part, if there's enough clinics out there to serve us or anything like that. So I want to talk about when you have a clinician and it's a cultural mismatch, how do you think that affect the treatment of a minority?
Man, when I used to work in community health clinic in DC, we were talking about it earlier about our patients coming in. They'll come in with discharge instructions for follow-up. And I'm like, so what did the provider say? Oh, he just gave me this and said, take this. Right? And I'm like, what does that even mean?
Right.
And so I realized this was very common, especially and I realized it was mostly my minority patients. So it was my Hispanic patients. It was my African-American patients. They're like, I don't know. So they didn't take any treatment from the hospital up until when I see them, which could be 2 and 3 weeks. Right. And so when I sit them down and explain to them, the reason why they put you on this was to prevent those delusions. It was to prevent those mood switches. And when you don't take it, those symptoms will come back. And if you had side effects, right, educating them on the side effects. Well, in the beginning, you might feel a little nauseous or dizzy, but don't stop it. Let me know before you stop it. So giving them the expectations of these drugs was very important. But what I realized is, again, it goes back to education. When you sit down and tell them what they're going to expect, they tend to be compliant and they will adhere to the treatment plan. But we're not sitting down and telling them what they need to do. We're not giving them the expectation. So they're not going to be compliant because of the historical mistrust.
Yes.
We have a trend. It's for years.
Yes.
Right? So no, they told me to take it. I don't know what that is. He didn't explain anything to me. I ain't taking it. What if I get 14 eyes? I don't know. You know?
That's true.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, because mistrust with everything, like he said, back in history, way back that we had read, people still have that in them. And like we saw it during COVID with the vaccine.
Yep.
And then like we're seeing other things now. Can we trust
Right.
our clinicians and stuff? And this, like we were saying, body language.
Yes.
We talked about the body language related. That has a lot of effect. Like,
Sure. That's a good point.
you can't come near me. Is it because I'm Black,
Right.
Hispanic, woman,
Right.
gay,
Right.
or disabled?
Right.
Yeah. Why can you not talk to me as a person?
Absolutely.
And the thing I have always been curious of, and I've been nurse long because I'm much older, is for me, and I have to even catch myself, my innate biases related to this. Not even think it's about caste system. You know what I say? You all that in your head that this person is from this area, this kind of
Yeah.
education.
That's a good point.
And I have to catch myself, and I wonder that is still very animate. To me,
I could definitely see that.
today, and how that affects even Black on Black, Black on Brown on Brown, Black on Brown.
Right. Because you from Ward 7.
Yeah, yes.
You think, I might be better than you because I'm in PG County or I'm from Northwest DC, whichever ward that may be. And then you're kind of frowning upon those
I think we have to be, for our communities, much more aware of our biases, even though we're not.
That's a good
We
point.
think we don't have them, but we do.
Yeah.
Everybody does.
Everybody does. Yeah.
Catch myself.
Yeah.
So out there, we do have biases, and just be aware of what we're
And
doing.
even with the mistrust piece too, or, what we're talking about, as patients, I always tell them, well, you need to ask questions too.
Yes.
If they're coming in there and nobody's not saying anything, well, you need to ask. And if they're not telling you, well, you go bring your boss so they can explain since you can't.
Right.
Because I need to know what's going on with me before I walk out of here.
Right.
So advocate for yourself. You got to speak up. And if you can't, bring somebody that will. Or if you know someone that can stand up for you. It's so necessary, especially in healthcare today. Yeah.
Kirby, I'm glad you brought up trauma, because trauma is one of our biggest layers inside.
Yeah, it's a big one.
It
Heavy.
goes back to family.
Yeah.
And, I mean, way back. So what have you ladies using profession to try to, I don't know how, overcome trauma? I know as people, they say we're very resilient. And
I mean, we had to be.
we had to be, but also I think sometimes that hurts us in a way, because
Sure.
it either say, oh, they're resilient, we don't have to do this for them, they can get it.
They'll bounce back.
Right. That
So what have you seen to have done in your practice to help with that trauma, and is saying it's okay? And
refer them to therapy. But
Well, you refer to therapy, yes. But also, I think giving time and opportunity for, I try my best to each and every patient to be able to speak about what they want to speak about for a period of time.
Yep.
We never have all the time in the world to give, because then we'd never enough patients, the patient on schedule. But given that time, I think also another thing I've always tried to do when I worked for other places, which is don't make the majority of my conversation about medications, because I also want the patient to know, like, I want to hear about you and your life and your experiences, and I want you to have time to do that. And when you are when anybody, because we're all human here, if anyone is rushed,
Yes.
that adds on to trauma because it's like, oh, I'm being dismissed. Maybe I'm
dismissed, right.
Like, oh, I'm being dismissed again.
Yeah.
This is, this is how it is in my usual life. I'm always dismissed when I bring up something. So allowing them to, have more time to speak. And though that doesn't, cure all trauma, heal all things, it gives them an opportunity where they can feel like they can be able to trust at least one person now. It was someone I know I can trust, someone I can come to, someone when I do have concerns, issues that have come up, I'm not going to be rushed or dismissed out of the room when I bring them up.
Yep.
So I want to switch it again to your organization a little bit.
Okay.
And you tell people again.
Tell the world.
Tell the world.
Tell the world.
What
Everybody need to know.
MHNP, I guess dash BC means again.
What does it mean? Yeah.
And at what moment did you ladies feel that it was necessary to have an organization like that?
I've been had. So, but for a long time, probably about an organization, I would say for a long time.
A very long time.
But, I'll go back to the first part of the question. The name of the organization is the Society of Psychiatric Mental Health Nurse Practitioners of Color, and it is a nonprofit nursing organization that focuses on empowering and elevating psychiatric nurse practitioners of color. And what we also are focused on is making sure we are in a space where we can be the leaders of bringing culturally affirming education to the world, to ourselves, to colleagues, to the public, everyone.
Yes.
So those are kind of our two pillars. And I would say it's something that I've thought about for easily since about 2019, just this kind of organization, noticing the trend of that there were more BIPOC psychiatric mental health nurse practitioners, knowing there was some different experiences that we had that other nurse practitioners didn't have who weren't of color.
Right.
And then also sometimes seeing other nurse practitioners of color and then knowing that they didn't have some of the same opportunities. So I've talked about before in other places where like we'd be at a conference and there are no nurse practitioners of color speaking. How is that? Because I work with hundreds of them.
Yes.
How is that the case when I work with hundreds of them and have seen hundreds of them?
Yes.
I used to teach, so I'm teaching hundreds of them. Like,
Yes.
So where are they? Right. Where are they?
Yes.
I know they're around. So those kinds of things. And so, but I met Ani in 2020.
24.
All right.
Though it feels longer.
I know that's not there for a long time. 2024. And actually, Anya you already had a logo.
Yeah, I had a logo.
You had a logo
when it started. And a name. I did. You're right.
And the name of the organization.
Yeah.
And she was looking to find like-minded individuals to help her kind of bring it to the world. And so we got connected through a mutual colleague. And I said, yes, I will help you along with, we have one other colleague who is in Nashville, Tennessee, Dr. Letizia Baxter-Smith, who also is a part of the organization and a co-founder. But Ani brought us all together for this organization.
Yeah. Okay, so what will you tell like nurse practitioners, mental health that are studying now or just getting their feet wet, maybe just graduating, the importance of mentorship.
Yep, I was just about to
supporting
say.
a safe space.
Yeah.
And that's not even, that's with nursing period, I think already. Leadership development and collective advocacy. Which would you tell them?
I mean, all of the things. I was talking to one of my mentees yesterday, and we were also talking about the importance of keeping connections, right? Because when you network and you meet individuals, you have to foster those relationships, because depending on where you're going tomorrow, you might need a recommendation letter, right? Or you're looking for that next opportunity. So not only with your immediate mentors, but even when you're leaving your academic institutions, right? Those people that helped you, that sat on your capstone projects and your theses, keep in contact with them. Because that's how I ended up in academia, believe it or not. That was not my plan. I was not planning to get into academia, but I kept my relationship with my dean from undergrad and grad school, and talking to her over the years, that's how I got my footing in. Right. And so I think it's just so important to, again, have the mentorship as well, like you're saying, for people to also empower uplift, encourage. And for those that don't have it, come to the organization because you're going to find one.
Yes.
Yeah.
Right? Because that's another thing is some of us know these things and some of us know how to facilitate, navigate, and go about it. But then you have other practitioners that they just don't know where to begin. And so they need, they need that support. So joining an organization like ours, that's what we're here for, is to help support you and find those things so that you're successful in whatever you decide to do,
Definitely. And to piggyback on what Anya's
Yes,
join
please.
organization. And whether it's ours or anyone else.
Yes, that's true.
Whatever you may find
That's true.
that aligns with you. to
That
join
is
the
very
organization,
true.
But also engage.
Engage.
Because if you're not engaging, then one, people don't know maybe what you need. what you need
Engage.
to
Yeah. Now that you say
people
that.
may not be able to direct you to something because I
Yeah.
can't guess what's on your mind. So if
Yeah.
you engage and say like, oh, I'm just looking for someone who might know XYZ, then someone can say, oh, well, I went to this conference last year, or you know what, I just went to this free educational event and I learned a lot about XYZ, and that's what you're looking for. But if you're not engaging, you're just kind of sitting on the sideline of any organization that you join,
Yes.
you're not going to get the benefits of it. So
Yeah.
'cause I know sometimes I'll tell people that kind of in passing really quick, like, oh, join an organization. But I'm
Yeah.
starting to now make sure I also say engage.
Engage.
Because if you just join,
It's true.
then you're not going to get the benefit.
That's
so I
true.
want you to also make sure that
That's
you're
true.
engaging, whether that is volunteering, whether
Yep.
that is just having conversations if they have spaces for that.
Yeah.
Attending
A
events
lot-
if
and
they
a
have
lot of them
spaces
do.
for that. All those things are possible, but you do have to engage to be able to get the benefits that you're looking to propel your career.
And to piggyback off again what she said, right? We piggybacking, and she's 1,000% right about engaging. But the other thing too is those membership dues. Those membership dues go a long way, especially for those bigger organizations that are representing us in Congress. Right. So what just happened with the nursing not being a professional degree? How many of them got together last month and went to Capitol Hill? Did they not get that overturned?
Yes.
Yeah.
That's part of your membership dues. Yes. Round of applause for that. So those monies that you're paying it represents, it's to help represent us, right? With legislation and being able for us to do the things that we need to do to be astute clinicians and to take care of our patients.
And plus, when I talk about the safe space, I think when you connecting with other professionals that might been in that situation of knowing how to be safe in a certain space, you can learn from them.
Yeah.
Yeah. You can learn from them. And that's what I always try to teach other nurses. Like I'm a travel nurse, like I said, so I can go to places that I might be the only one.
Sure.
So I have to learn how to work in those kind of spaces.
Yeah, that's a good point.
So you try to teach other nurses when you come across that, how to handle it.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
And don't let anybody ever make you feel small.
And no, because we got the same credentials.
Right. Yeah.
And we both licensed.
Yes.
So where do you see your organization in the next 5 years?
Ooh. I definitely see increase in membership. I see us having more in-person events. We have an annual conference. I would love to see us having another, maybe a fall and a spring conference. She said 5 years.
Yeah. I'm sorry. I gave 5 years. So you did 5 years? Okay, sorry. 5 years. Go on.
We might be able to have a mini conference of some sort, maybe a smaller one than our big national one that we do in September.
Yeah.
And I pray for more BIPOC clinicians to just feel more empowered. Yeah. And that wherever they are in, whatever spaces they are in, that they're making changes and that they're speaking up for the profession and for their patients. Yes. Like you were saying, at no point in time should you ever feel small. No, that is the goal for all of our clinicians, to feel that they have that voice and they should be comfortable enough to speak up.
Yes. Yeah. So I have something coming that way that I'm working on related to speaking up. Okay, for the younger nurses.
Yeah, because it can be intimidating as a young nurse.
Oh, yes. Okay. Let's close with this. Wanted to give some key points to our listeners. So let's talk about what are the earliest signs should families pay attention to seek mental health?
Oh, if they need support or like a family member might need support. Yeah, I would say some of the early signs or signs that I think you might see would be changes in their kind of like usual routine. So for example, if it is someone who you knows plays basketball twice a week, typically they cook for themselves or cook for others, normally. And those are the normal things that they do. And those things are backing off or not even happening at all. If you're noticing that or seeing that, or noticing someone's not, even if like there's someone who maybe you go to church with and they are in the choir or do some other things and volunteer, but now you're not seeing them do those things. It may not always mean mental health necessarily, but that I think that's the kind of indicator to check in with that person. To see, I just noticed you weren't at X, Y, and Z, or I noticed I haven't seen you at the basketball court or whatever. Well, just checking in with you. Doesn't mean you're saying the person needs help, because sometimes if you say that might feel a little bit much, but again, it can open the door to a conversation, I think. By just saying, here's what I noticed. Just checking in to see if you're doing all right. Kind of a thing. So I think that's helpful. Those are some helpful things that someone can do and kind of start to notice that they might notice.
Yes.
What about you, Anna?
There is, that's a big one. But then the simpler things too that you may notice is, their appetite. Maybe they're overeating or they're undereating. The other thing too is they might be a little bit more irritable than usual, or irritable at all. Sleep patterns, we if you not sleeping, why were you up the whole night? And this is not one night, not two nights. I've been seeing this over several weeks. Or maybe you're more anxious. I see that you're always on edge. What's happening? That's also a cause for concern or for a check-in as well. Focus, not going to work, and even hygiene.
Yes,
that's a good one.
Yes,
hygiene.
Yes, that is. I think that's a pointer for
okay. Right. Hygiene is just kind of falling off, and then to add to her point of not self-isolating, but just not pleasure in the things that you used to enjoy. You're missing that, not motivated as much.
So say somebody like me and I looking for support. What will you tell me the first thing to do to find this support?
Like mental health support. Mental health support. Well, first I might ask what you're looking for in particular, because everybody's looking for something different.
Sure.
Everybody aligns with something different.
That's true.
So I do try to ask that to everyone, because I don't want to be like, oh, this is what you need.
Yeah.
Maybe that ain't you. So I kind of look to what you're looking for. If someone's looking for more of a like peer support or something like that, I would recommend some of the advocacy groups like NAMI, or there's another one, Mental Health of America. Those are two like big national ones that have small pockets in different areas. So I might recommend something like that. If you felt like, you know what, I really do need someone to talk to one-on-one, and you're feeling like that is something that more aligns with you, then what I typically do recommend is I can't think of the name of that. That website, Black
Mental Health Alliance? No.
It's about Black girls.
Black Girl Therapy?
Yeah, I think it's Black Girl Therapy. I was like, ooh,
Black Girl Therapy.
Because it's something that is made for women of color, and so they have all women of color therapists on there. So I might direct you to that, because they have them all over.
Okay.
So again, it just kind of depends what the person's looking for, but those are some of the kind of first places about starting that I think could be really, really helpful.
And to add to what she's also saying, because sometimes you'll have individuals that won't even do that. And so for the ones that really that seem a little bit more closed up, or the stigma is pretty heavy, at least talk to someone that you trust and let them know what's going on.
Yes, correct.
And then from there, if that doesn't happen, then if you have a doctor of any, because sometimes I have female patients that don't even go to a primary care. They go to their OBGYN all the time, at least. Or, they be like, I don't got no primary care, but I got my OBGYN. I said, your OBGYN cannot do everything, You at least tell them. If you have any healthcare provider that you see on a routine basis, share that with them. Let them know so they can direct you as well. Yeah.
So we are going to close. I want to talk about minority health. It's not a side conversation. It's a central conversation.
Period.
And we deserve, our community deserve access. We deserve culturally committed clinicians,
That's right.
doctors, and we deserve to be treated with dignity.
Yes.
So I want to thank my guests. I truly appreciate
Thank you for the
ladies.
invitation.
And thank you for your advocacy and your hard
Yes.
work and everything you do out there.
Yes.
It's truly is appreciated in this scene. Okay.
Oh, thank you.
Always like, okay, do I need a therapist? I'm happy to find me a therapist. I want to thank my listeners for listening to the Equity Podcast. If this sounds like someone can hear this, please share this podcast with them. We are, like I said, every third Wednesday we'll be doing, but this month, because it's Minority Mental Health Awareness Month, we're doing 2.
Nice.
And so definitely look out for these young ladies here and look out for their organization. My future MPs in mental health, and I have 2. My vice president and president are doing it.
Oh, wow. Good. Oh, wow.
Yes, they're
That's awesome.
doing their MP in mental health.
Wow.
So thank you again, and please join us for our next podcast.
You've been listening to the Equity RN. If this stirs something in you, good. Sit with it, then do something with it. Equity isn't a moment, it's a practice.